The emotionals are who here has been seeing cute little ads with little kittens or bunnies and they start bursting out crying without them even knowing it. You're the emotionals. So there are more signs on the YouTubes and you can check that out. I'm trying to, and I'm always fast-paced. I know, I hope I'm not losing any of you guys, but I'm trying to put so much in. But basically, all right, here is the period. Who here, I would say in the last 2 weeks, have been feeling, because I'm a bit chaotic, but feeling as if they want to organize, you know, make sure everything's in reasonable order, and you're clearing out, you're chucking, what we call chucking, but chucking things out. That's all about your old life. Clarification is part of that period. But for this one, you're organizing and you're evicting people that are not exactly superfluous, but not needed in your life. In other words, users sometimes, I hate to say it, but you're naturally doing this. It is a purging, okay? So make sure that you honor that. Be organized, because what you're doing is you're going in through a period, a strong period, until about this period with the clarification period ends around about July 27th, and I'm pretty accurate on dates. People know who I am, so be warned about that. But this is when you're kind of like nesting, you know, not giving birth, but nesting in a way that you need to really clean your thoughts up, clean your room up, and you'll find, or any area, documentation, you want to get in order, and you think, you know, what's going on? I'm feeling this drive that you need to get organized. You're pretty organized, aren't you? You can't stand it when people aren't. Is that true? Yeah, it gets to you. And you kind of, you're a bit of a manic organizer, aren't you? Yeah, so I'm laughing at you. By the way, they're the butt of it. We are the butt of their jokes, all right? They've got nothing else to do, and they put challenges in our front of us to really create that. So basically, organization is a huge thing. Organize, get rid of stuff, and then you'll feel a lot more at peace with yourself, because that is what's really nagging you at the back, and you're trying to clear out. Does that make sense to everybody? All right, any questions? No? Okay. And you, the lady in white at the back, you've got decisions to make as well, right? But there are 3, by the way, you need to make by August 28th. All right, does that make sense? When you think about it, it will. They don't give me access, wrong information. All right, so we're going to go on. We got, and this is one thing big. Who here, who've got children, and it says they're acting as if it's a right and entitlement. You owe them. For what? Don't ask me why, but you owe them. I had last weekend, on Saturday especially, nearly, with the exception of one person, every single reading had a problem with the children. They expect, and there's this one mother during the week I did a reading, and she said, well, you know, I haven't got a job, and I've only got a certain amount of savings, but the child comes over and says, oh, well, you can buy me a movie ticket. She's got a job, by the way. Is that right of entitlement or what? So you are going to see it in your face, so what are you going to do? I'm not going to tell you, I don't care who's out there, we are not allowed to tell you what to do. It is up to you to decide what you do and your decisions. We can guide you, and I sometimes knock people on the head, gently, spiritually, but just to say, hey, this is happening in your life. You need to say, this is the line. You know, ask yourself, do your children have 2 legs? Do they have 2 arms? Do they have a functional brain? Yeah, well, what's your problem? Can you go out and work? Go and get them to work. Why are you doing it for them? You birthed them, and you know, every time they fell from the ground to learn to walk, you didn't pick them up, right? So try and make sure that you're not enabling them, and you have to be empowering them to, they're not going to like you, by the way. And if this is about, oh, you have to pay, you're paying me because, you know, you owe it to me. No. You worked hard, and I see you really worked hard. And I know she knows it. She's not part of this. But you worked, I'm sorry, sweetie, I didn't mean to get you upset. But you know, they say, see how much you sacrificed. And it was a true sacrifice for you. And you never complained. And you know what? There's one person around you. Do you have a son?
Yes.
And I'm afraid that one if he's in front of me, quite frankly, he'll get more than an earful from me. And you know, I'm here and I can. You want to see brutal, you'll see brutal. But they don't realize it sometimes. And he's a good boy, but quite frankly, he's doing exactly what I'm saying. And why I've been called in this lecture to say, stop it. But you are empowering him, so you have to say no. And if there's nothing wrong with it, if autistic children, by the way, who's noticed that a huge increase in autistic children? All right? And this guy that I know, who's the president, is actually the state of Nevada's commissioner for fighting for recognition of autistic children. He's got 2. And these children were told they're low functioning, put them away in a home. They're now, both of them, incredible children, high functioning. And by the way, they can scam you. They think, oh no, you let me help you. They know exactly what's going on. There's more in the book about autistic children because what? All the blinkers are off on them. They get everything, they get a ton of information. They are the new children, by the way, okay? So there's a lot of other things. So please, ask yourself honestly about overcompensating children. What are you doing? You know, have that right taken back because you're giving away energy for yourself, not anything else. Does that make sense? Any questions? I know I'm kind of ripping into here. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset you. But you know what? When you connect like that, I know a lot of people say you make people cry, but it's a good way. It's not in a bad way that you're connecting and confirming. How are you doing? I know, I met you. Seth.
I have an 8-year-old and she's very angry.
Yes.
I don't know why.
And I know, and it's, you know what? You've overcompensated here. You have to draw back, I hate to say, because this 8-year-old is very intelligent too, I see. And sometimes she's angry with what? She's angry with not finding out what she wants ahead. Does that make sense? She's very kind of futuristic. She has a ton of questions, but she doesn't communicate. She implodes, right? So I hate to say it, if you can find a therapist to talk to her. And remember this, and this is one thing I've always remembered with any friendship or anybody I know, familiarity breeds contempt. That's why relationships, they got to know you, and of course now they're using you, correct? And with that situation, same thing. I hate to say it, and I'm sorry, but after you, say you too. But it will be okay by November, things have changed, but you have to be saying no. Instead of doing this, which you think love, and I'm sorry, that's another thing I don't agree with. Everybody's saying, oh, but love will fix everything. Oh yeah, flutter, flutter, flutter. No, it doesn't work. It's not acknowledging that there is fear and being, I'm not being horrible here, I'm just saying these are the signs. If I'm wrong, how did I get, 55,000 hits then saying, okay, there's something out there. Fear is controlling us on different levels. Energy on the other side is moving so fast. You will see that certain things in your life, it's all up to you. When is stop being stopped? Because I know she gets annoyed also. You're very empathetic. She knows. And you're quite a powerful person, but you have to realize to step forward, just like your daughter. But you need to say, instead of hugging, all right, you stand on your own. You've got a problem, I'm not going to deal with it, because you always rescue. You're a rescuer. And how many here are rescuers? I'd say nearly every one of you. Aren't you? You too. You need to stop that. You do not. How you help somebody is with tough love. And it's easier for me to say, because I know my students are my children. And you have to say, and then some of them think I'm really nasty in the way I'm not going to help you. But I know who's coming into a depression. Notice how many suicides are increasing. They're going to go on. Go and look at all the signs. There's so many signs that I am trying to show. Not to say that you're suicidal, but what other choice are there for them? Because they feel they're totally alone. All right. So that is what I'm worried about. And for your child, it's like that. And she's not suicidal, but she's I hate to say it, she could be a bit of a bully at work, at school too, isn't she? Yeah, and she thinks anger can rule everybody. So she's kind of lost in the power of the situation, and that's one thing the bullying is going to start. back worse now. The kids who are victimized if they don't commit suicide, which I already said, the 18 through 28-year-olds are going to be more prevalently committing suicides. All right, because they can't cope. They don't realize what's going on. And they remember their cognitive senses, especially from around about 22, 24, for males, no offense, guys, but they don't have, it hasn't fully developed. So that's why I'm telling you, you need to kind of revise that. Does that make sense? Any questions? Please, let it go.
My husband is from another country, and he was taught to parent completely
Differently.
Yeah. He's
And he's very much in your face with it, I can see that. But
totally different.
yeah, and that's why practically all your conflicts in your marriage has been that, I'm afraid. But I tell you, children are not stupid. They will use you, okay? You give them an inch, they'll take the mile. They're like 2-year-olds. They'll push as much as they can to get it. She's got him around his little fingers. There's something that's going to happen by the end of around about June, July. It'll be around about July. That's going to show him he's created a bit of a monster. No offense to your daughter, but she is going to be really horrible, and she hits you, doesn't she?
No.
Watch it.
She hasn't.
Yet. But it's coming to that. Have I been wrong so far?
No, you're right on, and I like that you're straightforward. I appreciate it.
But I hate to say it, she will be at that stage soon where she feels it her right to get that and hit you. Okay? So on the other side, please, then more, there's a candle lesson. How much time do we have?
It's
2 minutes?
2 minutes.
Okay, quickly. There's a thing called the candle lesson, and I've seen miracles that you'll never believe, okay, on the candle lesson. Please go. I haven't got that much time, but everybody's color is different. You need to go and get a yellow. It's your great-grandmother on your mother's side. You don't need to be present with me. I actually am able to read, because this energy. I read from all over the world. So get a yellow candle, and I've seen miracles that you'll never believe. Actually, that's what you should do. I just realized. Red. You know who it is, right? Your grandmother? On your mother's side. Did you know her? She passed on right before. They pick you, you don't pick them. All right? No, don't go into the areas, oh no, I choose. No, if they're really horrible, you can say go away. But quite frankly, everybody has their own guides, and for you it's a blue candle, for you it's a green candle, and it's your great-great-great-grandmother on your father's side, which is unusual. And for you it's your grandfather on your father's side. You've got a lot to do in this world. All right? So everybody's got different candles. If you want, put CND or something on the YouTube sign up, and I'll send you your colors and who it is. And you don't need to be present.